Hello and welcome to VR Vertigo. Now, I was watching YouTube this morning and there was a lovely piece by Gamertag VR on Half-Life 2 in VR. And I watched a portion of it and I was transported. I played Half-Life 2 the first time around and it was just magnificent. He himself says he's got some great memories around the game and he's not wrong. And it got me to thinking about what games could in fact sell headsets. They're not cheap. But what games would have enough force, enough impetus, enough nostalgia, enough quality to sell consoles and headsets? Half-Life 2 is right up there, frankly. For me, Half-Life 2, I would buy a console and a headset. Steam, are you paying attention? Destiny, would that sell headsets? Yes, I think it would. Not only do I think Destiny would sell headsets, I think it would garner a hardcore of VR gamers. But more importantly, it would bring in new gamers. Chiefly Destiny 2 gamers. How do you convert flat screen gamers into VR gamers? That seems like a pretty good proposition. Destiny is an incredible first-person shoot 'em up. It's just a great game. It's full of quality. And the only thing that's really marred its existence as a game has been the monetization and the resultant way that the game is drip-fed to the customers because of the monetization. But VR gamers, we're a forgiving bunch when it suits us. There's just so much here to be positive about. If you can get this game to run in VR, what a triumph that would be. And it might help some of Bungie's problems. There's been a leak that Destiny 3 is being released, and you would have to say that's because Sony have started cracking the whip and want to mitigate against the potential failure. They're trying to save it, and that's a good thing. VR is the savior that many games companies are looking for some of its failing games. And yet the games companies themselves don't seem to be fully aware yet of what it can do for them. A game like Destiny in VR would be an unassailable triumph, providing that they could bring it to VR in the first place, in full. You can't skimp. And the games that take the time and effort to develop properly for the various headsets are seeing success. To wit, Marathon. A game that was met with derision, quite frankly. It's now currently on life support, trying to be reborn. The potential re-release is going to be met with a lot of skepticism by many, many people. But let's just say, for instance, a what if? In amongst the redevelopment of this game for a brand new launch, and hopefully it will find its audience because I think there's a lot here to recommend. What if they were to start developing it for VR? In exactly the same way as there is much to recommend about Destiny, Marathon offers the potential in VR to be a standout title, a real winner. VR is currently waiting for the first really big AAA experience from a really big AAA company. Something that it can get its teeth into. I keep going on about Division 2. And what a wonderful prospect that would be for VR. Companies are looking to monetize these games and have these live service models. And in VR, this can happen. No, I don't advocate for live service games full stop. I think they're a bit of a mess, frankly. But there's no doubt that the quality that Destiny, Marathon, Division 2 and other games like them that have been successful are creators in VR, for instance. Wow. What potential that has. And yet we're constantly seeing VR being looked over. And it's for no good reason. VR stands to deliver for game companies and players what very few other things can. A committed player base. The VR communities are crying out for this kind of experience. And the potential can't be understated. The first company that delivers a VR experience with Destiny, with Division 2, with Marathon, with any of the Assassin's Creed games that were initially developed flat screen into VR will see massive success. And the template for that, of course, is the PC modding community for VR. People are going crazy for it. Steam, if it has its own version of Steam modding built into the console or the headset, well, it'll be pretty much game over. And companies like Sony and Meta will be left catching up. The VR communities are frankly gagging for this and this. They can't wait because as much as Flat2VR Studios is doing God's work, it's not enough. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe and share. It really does help the channel. And until next time, bye bye.